What's up guys, Fazan here, and welcome to Elden Ring at Rune Level 1. Now I gotta tell you, this challenge was rough. Like god damn. This took a long time to get through, a lot longer than I anticipated, and was definitely a lot harder than Dark Souls 3 at level 1. So, I mean, hey, this shit was hard. And it took a lot of time to get through, this took a lot of time to edit, so if you do get any enjoyment out of this video, please make sure to leave a like. It would mean the whole world to me, especially if you also subscribe. It just means so much and really helps support the channel and helps me make more videos just like this. So, rules of this, really simple. Same as the Dark Souls 3 SL1 run. Basically, I cannot level up in any way. I can use talismans and certain armor pieces and stuff to boost my levels. And any other kind of thing that boosts my damage or anything like that, that's all fine. Also for the DLC, I did use Shadow Tree fragments because, I mean, it's technically not leveling, so I think it's alright. And also no summons, that's not really necessary, but I felt it fit the run more, personally. So, without further ado, let's get into Elden Ring at Rune Level 1, and I'll stop yapping. So of course, we start off picking Wretch as our starting class. And of course, I definitely beat Spider-Man on my way through. Damn. Have the usual interaction when I go outside, of getting told I get no bitches. Then, quite unbelievably, a woman actually talks to me. And, well, even offers to hold my hand. But of course, I decline. Because, you know, I'm completely pure. But she does also give me a new car. So, I hop on, and we head on our way. We then run over to grab the strength knot tier, giving us 10 extra strength. I then go and assault some random guy driving his car, so that I can get the golden vow Ash of War. This is a buff we'll be using for basically the entire run. I then hear my stepsis shouting that she's stuck. So of course, I help her out like any normal brother would. I then drive all the way to Brazil, making sure to kill this little shit on the way. We then head up the castle, grabbing the first half of the Detector's medallion. I of course make it through the castle first try. I mean second try? Oh, for fuck's sake, just grab the talisman. We then grab the cookbook, that will let us make the me. Grab my refillable soda cup from Burger King. I then also grab Sacred Blade. I plan to use this against undead enemies, but to be honest, I don't think I really ended up using it much. We then go and grab the Spiked Crack tier, which will increase our charge attacks, and will be another thing we use for almost every fight in this run. And now we grab the other half of the Detector's medallion. We say a quick hello to the absolute best girl, Ronnie. And then say hello to the best boy, Blythe. And grab the Axe Talisman, which will further increase our charge attack damage. I then start to make my way through Leonia. I then go speak to some random lady with the worst boss chat I have ever seen. I then start speaking to some random man who's very nice and opens up to me about the fact that he's got bad crabs. So of course, I have to take his balls away from him. Well shit. I guess he didn't appreciate that. That's much better. Only took about 30 minutes. Now we've got our first proper weapon of the run, the Iron Balls. I then meet the baddie Fia and show her my new balls. And surprisingly, she offered to hold me. I then head back to Brazil real quick, so that I can grab Crack Blade. Another Ash of War that we'll be using a lot throughout this run. I then grab my letter to Hogwarts. I make my way to the biggest elevator in existence. We then go and hold Miss Scoliosis' hand, so I can get to Volcano Manor. But we'll be coming back here later. Then run back to Brazil to real quick grab Flame Grant Me Strength. I didn't realise it's been about 5.5 minutes of this video without me even fighting a single boss. So, let's take on a Crystallian. Well, that was easy. I can now upgrade my balls to +8. And now I had to take on the Demi-Human Queen. We did this so that we could grab the Ritual Sword Talisman, which will buff our damage when I'm at full HP. Another mainstay of this run. Now it's time for a true boss. Let's take on Margit. Well damn, that's a pretty clean start to the bosses. And hey, might as well keep it going and head straight into our first Great Rune. Godric done. Definitely not the cleanest Godric fight, but either way, he goes down first try. And that's our first remembrance of 26 down. Now I think I'm ready for my wizarding classes at Hogwarts. I even got to meet the school dog. He really likes me. That's a good boy. Say hello to Mr. Dickhead over here. But then he has a nice trip. Now it's time for Big Magic Mama. Hit the 1, 2, 3. First try goes pretty good, but unfortunately we get hit by one of her spells and we die. Luckily, second attempt goes much better. Side note, I know some people love this boss, but I'm really not a fan. Especially at level 1, she can be pretty annoying, since a lot of her spells will one-shot me. So, yeah, a bit irritating, but still, Radana goes down on a second try. That's a second remembrance down. This also means we can get a second talisman punch. This also means we can now head to Leyendell. But of course, there's only one boss standing in our way. Big Horseman. It takes a few attempts, but we still take it down. Definitely the hardest challenge so far, but still nothing too bad. We make our way into Leyendell and take on some big tree men. Then my girl Melina shows up to have an emotional goodbye with me, even though I've only spoken to her 2 times. We then run through, grabbing the ritual shield talisman on the way. We then grab definitely our main weapon of the run, the Starfist. Basically like our iron balls, but with some bleed on it too. Now it's time for Big Man Godfrey, a fight I was really excited for, as Godfrey is just an awesome boss, and that includes his ghost version. And overall, nothing too bad. Not an easy fight, but not a particularly hard one either. And Godfrey goes down on our first try. But I thought, before I head to the throne, let's go and take on my boy Radahn and have a nice festival. And everyone's coming to the party. We got the homie Blythe, and even meet up with my stepsis. And now it's time for the festival to begin. This fight was basically as epic as it always is. Always a super awesome fight against a complete badass. What's funny is, I actually could have come back here much stronger, but to be honest, I wanted to genuinely fight him at a point that I wasn't super overpowered yet. Well, as overpowered as you could be at level 1. But, either way, this fight was sick, and I ended up taking him down on the second try. But I'll just let you guys enjoy the fight. This ending came real close, and my heart was beating like mad. But we still take him down in the end. Now that was some absolute cinema. Say a quick thank you to the homie Blythe, and to my stepsis. I make a quick trip back to Leonia so I can grab the 2-finger heirloom. This gives me an extra 5 faith. Now I thought it was time to head back to Volcano Manor. And now I'm ready to fight a fat man, which of course goes perfectly. Yeah, this was definitely the roughest fight so far. Took a good few attempts, but eventually we take down the Fat Man. We then make our way through, get into the Grace for Road Cards Arena. But for now, we're just grabbing the Serpent Spear and dipping. I then head back through Volcano Manor, grabbing the Dagger Talisman, and grab the infamous Summer 7. This now allows us to get Serpent Hunter to +9. I then make a quick detour to grab Godric's Great Rune, which will give me 5 points to every single stat. And now it's finally time to head towards the throne, to take on one of my personal favourite bosses. And well, I'll just let you see how it goes. Yeah, that went pretty well, huh? And that's officially our 4th remembrance down. My girl Melina rocks up again to give me a nice frisbee. We can now head up our second big ass lift. And now we head into the mountaintop of the giants. And make a real quick detour to grab the first half of the Hollow Tree biscuit. I real quick go and grab the Flaming Strike Ash of War. And head over to take on a big tree man. Of course, this fight was pretty easy. We killed him to get the Opaline Bubble Tier. Basically lets me tank one hit for all those bosses that are gonna one-shot me in the future. We head back over to Brazil so that I can grab the Scar Scourge Heirloom. This gives me an extra +5 to strength. We then head over to Mini Hogwarts to take on Loretta. Overall, this fight wasn't too bad, but still a little annoying just because of her moveset, which makes me pretty worried about having to fight the real version of her later, but we'll get to that when we need to. Now head over to the biggest baddie in the land between, Ronnie the Witch. And of course I say I'll serve her. Then say hi to the homies. Not this decade. Now it's time to head into Radon's big hall. And now it's time to take on the person I hate the most. Hahaha, comedy. I then run down to kill off some big dragon boy. I did this so that I could grab Marika's Source Heal out of a stat boosting talisman. Make my way through and grab your average London bin knife. And go and give it to best girl Ronnie. I then find my girl's real body, and get the Curse Mark of Death and the Stargazer Heirloom, which gives me +5 to intelligence. Now that Renner's Rise is open, we can grab my girl's Drip, and then head to Ainsel River. We then make our way all the way down the tunnels, and then take on Red Hair Dye Blythe. Make our way through the toxic Cum Lake. And now it's time to take on our next remembrance. It's a stealth time. First try goes absolutely fantastic. It takes a good few tries, but in the end, Estelle goes down pretty easily. In about 5 attempts. So one of our longest bosses so far. And now we've got our 5th remembrance. Only 21 more to go. Now we can go grab a nice ring for Ronnie. And then give the ring to the baddest girl in the lands between. this does give me the Dark Moon Greatsword, which is amazing, but sadly can't really use it in this run. Now let's take on another Remembrance boss. Let's take out the Regal Ancestor Spirit. I don't get it first try, mainly because I got too greedy with him healing, we wanted to stop it. But overall this fight is pretty easy. I also like the fact that I got to use a few different weapons in this run. I didn't want to keep it just as a Starfist. So for this one I just had a Greatsword with a Flame Strike Ash of War. And yeah, the Regal Ancestor Spirit goes down in 2 tries, and that's now our 6th Remembrance. And since we're clearing them out, why not take another for Remembrance? Let's take on the Fire Giant. Ouch. Damn. Yep. Fuck. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so this boss was rough. I think this took a good like 20 tries, so definitely the hardest boss so far. I'm not even sure why. Maybe I'm just washed on this fight, but I mean also all of his attacks are one shots, so it has to be hitless. But either way, it took a bit of a while, but we took him down, and that's now a 7th Remembrance, and the Fire Giant is down. I then decide to go finish up Vari's questline. Of course by killing the NPC, not dying to him 3 times. So of course I then head to get the blood of a maiden, and at last getting the medal from Vari. We then come down and take on a magma worm. Then have another nice catch up with my stepsis, who is tanning I think. We then finally head back up to the forge, where Melina shows me her new cosplay as a candle, and enter one of the coolest looking areas in FromSoft's history, Farum Azula. We then take on the Condom Bros, of course using sleep pots because I'm not a maniac, and even with the sleep pots I still managed to fuck it up on my first try and get squashed. But luckily on the next attempt I decided to switch to Serpent Hunter, which was definitely a much better decision than the Starfist for this fight, and it goes down pretty easily. And now I meet my stepsis one last time. And of course, our journey ends at its natural conclusion with a final battle. This gives us the Shard of the Stepsister, a talisman that gives us a massive boost to all Asher Wars and weapon skills. Now it's time to go through Birdfuckland. I really hate this area. It's even worse at level 1. I kind of forgot that bird skip existed until after this, so that's unfortunate. But eventually we made it through, grabbing the Summer Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone on the way. But before taking on the bosses of Farum Azula, I thought we'd head back and take on Rykard. Sadly, we can't beat him first try, mainly because I played like an idiot. Or even second try. In fact, this actually took quite a lot of tries actually. But after a good couple hours of failing, I finally took down Rykard. And to be honest, this was kind of fun, being challenged to fight him at level 1. I think outside of a couple of annoying attacks, mainly in phase 1 to be honest, it really isn't too bad. As long as you don't let him get that skull attack off in phase 2 as well, it's not too bad. I think at first I was using way too many jump heavies and stuff, but then I realised just spamming R1 is even better. That's another great rune down. And then head over to take on Commander now, This boss overall isn't too bad, but it's basically just waiting for him to finally give you an opening, attacking, and then doing it over and over again. I decided to use a greatsword just because I liked its running attack. Not really for any other reason, it's about the same damage, and it just has more range than the Starfist. But overall, Commander Nile goes down on about the third try. This then lets me get the second half of the Hallowed Tree Medallion. Now it's time to head into the sewers. I'm mainly down here so that I can grab Mogwin's Shackle. We then head all the way down to take on Sewer Moog. This fight overall is pretty easy. With Moog's Shackle and just some Starfists with Bleed, he goes down pretty easily. First try. GG's Moog. We then make our way down the nice little parkour area. And then I can start heading down to the deep root depths. There isn't too much interesting in this area, so let's head straight to Fia's Simps. Let's go! And with that, Fia's tier 3 subs go down. So now, my girl Fia can hold me one last time, and we can take on the Lich Dragon Forsax. It takes a good few tries, mainly because I suck, but in the end, the Lich Dragon goes down in about 6 tries. That's another remembrance ticked off the list. So lucky, what the hell? Let's go! I got so lucky at the end there, man. And whilst we're on a roll, let's take down another one. Time for Moog. The real one this time. This sort went pretty well, so I'll just play it through for you guys. Let's go! Fuck you, Moog! Easy. So Moog goes down on the second try. Easy. So, unfortunately, I was a complete dumbass, and I have about 2 hours of footage where I was dying to Placidusax over and over again, and it turns out the whole time I was recording a black screen because I forgot to change the display back to Elden Ring. So, I'm a dickhead. But basically the only footage I have left is my attempt of actually beating him. But I sound pretty hype in this, and the reason is because it took a good few hours to beat him. So that's why I sound so excited. So, either way, my apologies for being stupid, but let's just get into my successful Placidusax fight. So, of course, as you can see, I'm using a new weapon for this fight, as I decided to use the Death's Poker. I felt like having the big AoE with the L2 and R1s was a very good idea, and it worked out pretty well. After changing to this weapon, it only ended up taking about 4 attempts. Overall, for me, this is one of the hardest bosses in the base game. I'm not entirely sure even why, as in a normal playthrough, I don't find him too challenging. But in this run, it was rough for me. But it wasn't still too bad, especially compared to some other stuff I'd have to deal with later on. So, at the end of the day, I finally beat Basilisc's Axe after probably a good 40 tries. And yeah,
Okay.
I'll just let you guys enjoy the rest of the fight.
I thought I was in range of that then. Yeah, because I knew he was going to do that. Okay, this actually might be okay because he's probably going to do lasers now. So as long as I don't be an idiot. I nearly got caught on his tail then, man. Okay. Let's go! Let's go! Literally just needed to go to fucking bed, man. I'm telling you, just a bit of fucking rest makes all the difference. Fuck yes. Ooh, fuck you, Plussy. Easy. Please tell me that was recording.
Luckily, it was recording, and that puts us at 11 remembrances. Now it's time to take on Best Doggo Malekith.
I jumped way too early there. What am I doing? I'm being so dumb. Fuck. What? Bro. No, bro. Fuck.
Okay, so that wasn't going very well. So I decided to instead go fight Loretta real quick. I'm sure this will go much better.
Oh, come on. If it just hit. Why is it so delayed, bro? Oh, fuck this stupid boss, man.
So it definitely took a few tries, but after just actually locking in, I finally got her.
Oh, nice. Let's go! Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you, bitch!
We went up to grab the ancient dragon smithing stone. I didn't remember that there was something special that I forgot. The glintstone webblade. This will allow me to add magic, or more importantly, cold, to my weapon. And then make my way through the Halleck tree to the arena that, well, I've been dreading. It's time for Melania. Who is the Blade of Mikola, by the way?
God's sake. Melania. Melania! Bitch! Stop kicking me! Oh my god. Bro, she was just spamming the kick. Oh, what am I doing? That was such an easy... I keep just thinking she's going to do waterfowl. It's throwing me off.
Not gonna rage.
Will never rage. Me rage and again, never. No, bro. Oh, come on.
So, of course, big shock, Melania was really hot. And I decided to leave it for now and come back to it later, and instead go and attempt Malekith again. And luckily, only about 4 attempts in, this happened.
What? Bro, come on. He's not immune to frost. Let's go! Fuck you, Malekith! Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you, bitch! Doggo bitch! Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad.
And with that, I can claim the Rune of Death and head to the capital of Ash. And then real quick make a detour so I can kill this guy to get Giant Hunt. This is going to be super useful for basically any NPC fight, especially one that's coming up pretty soon. But first, I decided to head back and finish off Melania.
Oh, come on. I literally just pressed circle! Really? You absolute bitch, I swear. Like, bro, every single time she's just doing it in my fucking face.
So, of course, I was struggling quite a bit with this. I was getting pretty stressed. I could have shown a lot more deaths. This took a good, I think altogether if you count the previous attempts, a good like 4 hours. But in the end, we finally got it done. And I mean, I think I'll just let you guys enjoy. So, this is one hell of an intense fight, but was honestly really epic and really fun, and it felt so amazing to finally best it. This was definitely the hardest challenge in the base game, not even close. I think the next closest is probably Placido 6, but still, this really challenged me. Like, goddamn, probably the third most challenging boss in the run, which I mean doesn't really come as much as a surprise, I suppose. But anyway, I finally beat her after hours, and I'll let you hear my little celebration. Although, just ignore the little bit of a moist critical video you could hear in the background. My apologies, I had to have something at the back to, you know, chill to. But here we go.
You proud of yourself now?
Let's go!
You didn't even
Sorry.
get to use
Oh
food.
my god.
Yeah, I was pretty hyped. Very happy to have this done. This was such a challenge, but, well, it was going to get even worse than this, so this is just sort of preparing me for what's to come, I guess. But that leaves only 2 more remembrances for base game. But first, before I can get to the throne again, I have to take down Mr. Yapper himself.
Let's go!
I was so relieved that this giant hut strategy worked, because I was just really worried about Gideon, because if you let him start spell spamming, in a normal playthrough it's annoying. Never alone in a playthrough where all those spells are probably going to one-shot me. But luckily he went down first try. I then make a quick detour all the way back to Stormvale to grab the misericord for some good crits. Now it's time for Mr. Chad himself, Godfrey. So it did take a good couple tries, but I thought I'd just show the successful run as it's more satisfying. And honestly, overall there wasn't much rage with this fight because I just love it and it was loads of fun, so I'll just let you guys watch.
GG's Hallelujah, you bitch!
So, with that, we've only got one more remembrance boss to go for base game. So, let's get right into it. So, no bullshitting around. Let's get right into the final boss of the base game. Let's do this, Raygun.
Let's go, my boy. He even said like thank you, you know, respect. Yeah. Bruh, that's so fucking shitty. Oh. Bruh. Oh god. No, please. Yes, let's go. Fuck you, you big fat fuck.
Shoot! And with that, that is all remembrances of Elden Ring Space Game defeated. That felt so good to have done. It was a huge achievement for me. But let's head on to the true challenge of the run, the DLC.
From the open shore I will learn to fly, soaring past the great divide. Voices at surface seem to call out all the lies. Is it still a sin if I let them in as they sail to calmer tide? I'll awaken what's asleep inside.
Okay, so for the first bit of this DLC, I basically spent a bunch of time collecting a bunch of stuff. So I'm mostly going to skip through that and just show you guys the important stuff I'm picking up. Because I don't want to, we've already had the kind of setup part of this video. So let's just get into this and I'll show you everything that I collect. And then we'll get into the actual bosses and stuff that people want to see. So the first thing we grab is our first and many Skadu fragments. These basically boost my defenses and attack power inside the DLC, which I'm sure you all know. And we're going to be getting a lot of these. There's another two. And another one right next to the homie Unspark. I then head over to grab Bloodfiend's arm, although I never actually really ended up using it for any successful bosses. Grab some more Skadoos. We then make our way up to Skadu altars, because if you didn't know, you can actually go through here so that you don't have to fight Rolana and you get more Skadu fragments and stuff like that. So we can grab some more fragments. On our way through, we grab the Old Mother gesture to access the secret door later. Then make our way through to the Shadowkeep district. Grab another Skadu. And the main reason we came through here now is because it allows us to get into the storehouse without actually having to take on the hippo yet. I also make sure to do the homie Unspark's questline to make sure that he won't be involved in the leather fight later on. Which, by the way, if you want to know how to get at least amount of people as possible, you have to do Unspark's quest, tell Moore to remain sad, ignore Freya, and do Tiolier's questline. If you do all of that, which I'll probably point out as I do it, then you should only have to take on Dane and Leda in the Leda boss fight, which for this run is very necessary. Then grab another Skadu and make my way through to the entrance to Mesmer's arena, although obviously we will be coming back to this later. I then head over to Moore and tell him to remain sad forever. This again will remove him from the leather boss fight. Now it's time to head through the Ballarat Tower, grab all the Skadoos here, and get the Grace right outside the Lion Dancer boss room. But again, we'll be back here later. Make our way to the deeper Skadoo altars. We then head down to take out a couple of hippos to get 2 more Skadoo tree fragments. We then head over and say hi to the world's biggest fanboy simp, and we suggest the Hornsen. We do this so that later on we can invade the Hornsen with Leather to kill him, so that he will also be removed from Leather's boss fight. After grabbing a couple more Skadoos, we got the 2-handed talisman. This just boosts basically all normal attacks when I'm 2-handing a weapon. Will be very useful later on. We also grabbed the Gravebird's armor for boosts to jump attacks. Also, it just looks pretty cool. We now head over to the Cerulean Coast. Grab another Skadoo. Say a quick hello to the homie Egon, but sadly we won't be doing his quest today. Very sadly. Now it's time to take on Mr. Dragon Man.
Fortunate that I'm not. Okay. Let's go! Fuck you, Dragon Man, you bitch! You ain't shit.
Yeah, so that was an easy first try. I am so glad I picked up Giant Hunt. We then take out a Drake Boy, cause why not, I guess.
And that's enough. Nice. Easy.
We didn't get the Grace outside of Bale's boss fight, but we'll save this for later. And God, I'm glad I did, because this turned out to be quite a bit of suffering. Take out another hippo to get some more Skadoos. Then kill the big hippo for 2 more Skadoos. We then help Leather kill the boy Hornset, so that once again he will not be part of Leather's boss fight. Now it's finally time to actually take on our first Remembrance DLC boss, Putrescent Knight. So I was only going to show the successful attempt for this fight, but this one was really weird. I don't even know what happened here, and I'm genuinely curious if anyone knows. Also, don't mind me, like, basically crying about dying, because I was pretty sad.
Come on, man! Fuck you! Wait, what? What? Where did he die? What? Bro, I don't even fucking know anymore. What?
So, yeah, I had no idea what happened there, but you can probably also tell I was getting pretty frustrated. And I'm just gonna be real, I suck at this fight, like real bad. I think I've just never had to like actually learn his moveset in previous playthroughs because he's so squishy that like I could kill him pretty quickly. But here, it really sucked. Also, the reason I'm using Fire Attunement instead of Sacred is because my dumbass forgot to grab the fucking Wet Blade, and now I can no longer get it because I had already killed Malakath. So, my bad. But my damage was still pretty good here. I was just sucking a lot. Like, I am really bad at this fight. Well, I actually feel like I got pretty good at it now. Funnily enough, this was literally the attempt after the last one. And I'm still not even sure what happened. I'm genuinely curious, like, if anyone knows. But yeah, overall this fight's pretty simple. You just need to know when to punish. That's simply all it is I kept just like... Because his movements are so weird with his weapon and stuff, I think it's pretty hard to tell when he's actually swinging or not. But when you know his combos, he doesn't actually have that many, so by the time I actually learned the moveset, I was all good. So even though this still took about 2 hours, this was one of the easier bosses of the DLC, most definitely. But yeah, I don't know what try this was, but it was a good lot of tries. But eventually, Putrescent Knight goes down.
Let's go! Let's fucking go! Okay, first remembrance down.
Then kill myself a couple times. Then fight Tiolio, so that we can complete his questline. So again, he will not be affected in the later boss fight. I then head over to Mr. Finger's church. That sounds a lot weirder than I thought it would. And start off Ymir's quest. I then go and suck off the 2 fingers. I really need to work on my wording, man. But I felt like I didn't want to take on Miss Fingers yet, because that's another part that I don't know very well. So I thought I'd take on a boss that would maybe frustrate me less. So, time to fight, guys.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Why does he... What? Oh my fucking god. No! No! Bro, come on!
Yeah, so this was another rough one. In fact, I'd say much more rough than PK. This is probably the best point to say that I have a lot less experience with these bosses than the base game ones, most definitely. And I would say I was pretty weak at pretty much all of them. But after this run, I feel like I am very good at these bosses now. I feel like I've definitely completely understood their movesets now and really feel confident with them. And yeah, Gaius was one of my weakest ones. I was really weak at this boss. I struggled a lot with him in every playthrough I did. So it was no surprise to me that this was a struggle. But it felt good to finally feel like I've bested him. You know, like I am better than this boss now. I'm good at this boss now. And that feels really good. So, yeah. This fight was still one of the easier ones of the DLC, but definitely harder than PK. Took me about, I think, a good 3 hours. There was, again, definitely a lot more deaths, and that's going to be a bit of a trend with every single boss in this DLC, I think. That there's going to be a lot of deaths I could show, but I'll try not, keep them too long. But either way, it took a while, but finally, I took Gaius down.
Let's go. Yes! Fuck you, bitch! You ain't shit! Fuck you, bitch! Oh.
This then allows us to grab 5 more schedules. Now it's time for Mr. Flower. And I'm sure since he's such a squishy boss, I'm sure this one went a lot better, right?
Like, why do you have to delay it so fucking much?
Okay, so yeah, another rough fight here, but definitely not as bad. I think I was still here for a good couple of hours, but it wasn't as challenging. Again, I think just a lack of knowing his moveset and being more used to being able to kill him so quickly since he's so squishy, especially the fire damage. You know, I'm so used to just like, oh yeah, each, you know, phrase goes down like real quick. But honestly, this fight isn't too bad. I think I was just getting impatient and tired because it was late when I was doing this fight, and you know, so I was struggling a lot. But in reality, I think this is one of the easier bosses of the DLC. I was trying out different weapons, trying to use flame spear on the greatsword and stuff, but in the end, just a good old trusty spike balls was definitely the way to go, at least for me anyway. You just gotta remember that you gotta get him real close, you know, which can be pretty annoying because his head hitbox can be pretty annoying and he's so mobile, you know. But eventually you get used to it, and I think this is definitely one of those bosses that I've been able to appreciate more. In fact, pretty much every boss, well, most bosses in this run I've been able to appreciate more than I ever have. Some of them are more hating more than I ever have, but for the most part I appreciate, and this is definitely one of them. But overall, this fight wasn't too bad. Maybe took about an hour and a half, so not too bad. And that's our third remembrance of the DLC down.
Wait, you actually can just dodge it? Let's go! Fuck you, you stupid flower bitch!
You ain't shit!
Sorry.
And since this video is basically just a boss rush now, let's go on to the next one, the Lion Dancer. This was honestly one of the main ones I was scared for this run, and yeah, for good reason. Let's see how it went. Oh, he was doing the why do I keep forgetting every time? And bro, ow, bro, like I can't. Ugh. Yeah, this is definitely the roughest boss of the DLC so far. This is a boss that I've kind of sucked at since the DLCs came out, and just never really properly learned. Just kind of powered my way through it and eventually made it. But damn, did I get good at this fight. I mean, you'll see this attempt. In fact, this was, I believe, my first, but no, I think my third attempt back after I basically went to bed and came back. And well, I mean, here you go.
Let's go! Sorry.
Yeah, I was
Fuck
pretty
you.
happy about that. Awesome boss.
Dog shit boss.
So, next up is my personal third favourite boss of the DLC, Relana the Twin Moon Knight. And I would show another compilation of deaths here, but to be honest, there actually wasn't that many. This boss only took me about 20 minutes, I think mainly because I'm much better at this fight, because I love it a lot. But I thought I'd just show the successful run here, as this boss just deserves a nice, clean, cool fight in the video, you know, because she's peak, so let's do this.
Boom, boom. That'll break. Oh, I knew it. I could feel it coming. Let's go! Easy. get fucked vanilla. Yes, I will go ahead and have food.
So, next up, I planned on fighting Bale, and I did for a while. But I'm gonna come back to this one because this boss took a long time and took a lot out of me. So, yeah, we'll get back to it. I'll come back to this guy. Don't worry. So instead I went to fight Miss Finger Lady, which of course I beat first try, perfectly.
Okay. Bro, why am I so bad at this fucking boss? Bro, like... Oh my god, I can literally see my weapon going through her body. Like, bro, come on.
So believe it or not, this boss actually took the second longest out of any boss in this whole run, base game and DLC included. In fact, even longer than the final boss of this run, which might shock some people. For some reason, I suck at Meta. I absolutely suck at it, and I'm gonna be honest, she's one of my personal least favorite bosses in the game. I really don't like this fight, and I'm so glad to say that I am now better than Meta. I have bested this boss. I got so good at this fight after 4 hours of fighting her. This shit was painful. I have countless attempts of me raging so bad at this fight that I won't show because I don't want to hurt your ears because my mic peaked a lot. But there was some rage, and maybe if you want to see it at some point, I could upload it. But yeah, I really was getting angry with this fight. I was not enjoying it in any way. I was struggling, man, which you'll be able to tell in my voice when I finally beat her, which I'll shut up and let you just enjoy that. But fuck this boss, I'm so glad I finally won.
Let's go! I fucking knew it! I just needed to calm down. That's all I needed. Bro. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, man. I'm so glad that fucking boss is dead. Bro, my fucking heart. Jesus Christ. May. I nearly choked her as well. I nearly choked it there at the end. I nearly fucking choked that at the end. Jesus Christ. Because I got greedy. I was like, just one more hit. Is what. If I had failed that, I would have actually like lost it. Fucking not even GG's Meta, honestly. Fuck that boss. I fucking hate that boss. Not even GG's in any way.
So I was so incredibly happy that next up I can head into a boss that I actually love. My personal favorite boss of the DLC. Probably my favorite boss in the game, maybe second. Best man. And similar to Ralana, sorry, I'm so bad with that. I'm just going to show the successful run here. Because believe it or not, this fight basically only took me about 30 minutes of tries. Like pretty much bang on. I think I'm just good at this fight. I know it a lot more. And I mean, overall, I think he's also just an easier fight compared to some of the others, at least for me anyway.
Oh, it's only true.
And just a more balanced fight, in my opinion, really. But yeah, this fight's peak. It's amazing. One of the best ones from Soft I've ever made, in my personal opinion. Yeah, I'll let you just enjoy Phase 2.
Okay, that was so weird, but I'll take it, I guess. Okay, nice one. Down goes Mez. See, that only took like half an hour, and I was playing badly there as well. Remembrance of the Impaler. GG's, my guy. You're an incredible boss. One of my favourite fights in the game, easily.
So, whilst we're on a winning streak, let's head into another boss that didn't take too long. The next one I fought was Romina. This is another fight that I know decently well, and overall I don't consider it to be too difficult, even with not as much experience. I think overall this boss is pretty fun. One of the more just okay ones in the DLC, I'd say, but still pretty fun. Pretty unique design, and not really much bullshit here in my opinion anyway. I think overall she was a pretty nicely balanced fight. The only annoying thing was when she phase transitioned, you really need to make sure you're not next to her, because like that what you saw right there, that will basically kill you at level 1. I mean, like 2 ticks of it basically will kill you without the bubble. So, other than that though, she's pretty decent, pretty fun. And overall, it only took about an hour of attempts, which compared to what I just went through with Meta, I was more than fine with. So, yeah. GG's, Romina.
Let's go! With the bleed to finish it. I could just tell that was the run, you know. You could just feel it. You could feel that was the run. Let's go. That wasn't so bad. That still took like somewhat over an hour. I'm not sure how long, but...
So, next up, I figured we'd head towards Mitra. Of course, taking out Yuri on our way through, which wasn't too bad. Basically just keep backstabbing him.
Let's go. Oh wait, yeah, he's not dead. Let's go. Nice one.
We grab the Skadoos on our way. Of course, we make it through the woods with no problems at all. Okay, it's a bit of a struggle, but eventually we make it to the Mans. So, I realized I made a mistake. I said that Ralana was my third favorite boss of the DLC, but that's not actually true. She's my fourth. This is my third. Mitra, Lord of Frenzy Flame. I heckin' love this fight. And again, this is another fight that I feel like I just want to show the successful run. It's an amazing fight overall, and I mean, it really didn't take that long. This one was only about another 20 minutes. Again, another not as hard boss, and a boss I think I'm just better at. So, yeah, I'm gonna just let you guys enjoy the fight.
I think about the fists once again. It's oh shit, you can't do that. I forgot you can't do that with Mitra. Fuck. Let's go! Nice. GG's, Mitra. You're a legend. You're a legend, my guy. Always an amazing fight. Always. So that only leaves now. That's 9 remembrances, so all that's left is Radahn and Bale.
So, just like past me said, that only leaves Bale and Radahn left as the 2 remembrances left to go. And time to get into Bale. Now, I'm gonna be real. This boss was suffering for me.
Okay.
I died to this boss so many times. And I don't even know why. I don't know why I struggled so much. Because in my normal playthroughs, my casual runs, I find this boss fairly easy. In fact, I used to say that I thought he was the easiest boss in the DLC. I will never disrespect my boy Bale like that anymore. Don't get me wrong, I love this fight. It's incredible. Peak cinema. But, man, this was hard. This nearly broke me. This was by far the longest boss in this run. This took me like 7 hours altogether. I did have the break in between. I was fighting him for about 3 hours before this, and then came back for him for like another 2 hours, failed again, and then came back and finally beat him. So
I love being able to tell what's actually happening.
enough of you watching me die. I'm gonna just let you guys watch the final attempt where I finally beat this fucking dragon.
I'm losing courage. Let's go for half. That apparently doesn't kill me, but even though I would have thought I should have. Okay. Please, 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 please. Yes! Fuck you! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god, I'm fucking shaking. My god. Oh, Jesus Christ. I've never thought Bale was so hard ever. I fought that boss, I don't know, I've done the DLC like 50 times at this point, I don't know. And I genuinely don't know if I've literally ever died to him in a normal playthrough. Maybe like once or twice. But even on my first playthrough, I beat him first try. But apparently level 1 is just really hard. I think it's just because he has so many like big AoE attacks that like are really precise to dodge, and obviously it's not like you can get lucky and he just misses because they're like arena wide basically. So you have to literally like, it's basically hitless. Like you basically have to do it like not a single mistake, like one mistake and you're dead. Like you have to play perfect for it. And then there's also the fact that he's so big, so like if he ends up next to the walls, the camera just goes fucking ballistic, and it's like impossible to tell what's even happening, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, I love the boss. I think Bale's epic. It's probably it actually might be the most epic fight that FromSoft have ever made. But like, fuck. Jesus. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think you could probably tell I was pretty happy to be done with that. So, we're getting real near to the end here, so let me not waste no time. So, of course, I burned the tree to head to a nearer limb. And I mean, honestly, let's not waste any time. I head to Leather's gang squad to take out both her and Dane by just basically spamming Giant's Hunt with his white hander. It wasn't too hard, to be honest.
Let's go! Fuck you, bitch! Ooh! Go see your femboy bitch in heaven, bitch!
Yeah, I was losing my mind. And now it's time to head up to the man himself. One of my personal favourites, Promised Consort Radon. I'm not going to waste any time here. My plan for Radon was to use the Ant Spear Rapier with the Seppuku skill. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a good 3.5 hours of attempts for Radon or something, but I thought it best just to play this final one. The final boss in the run, the final boss of the DLC, one of my favourites, Big Man Radon. I'm gonna just let this whole fight play out in its entirety and let you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys so much.
Let's go! Let's fucking go! Let's go! Yes! Okay, I need a minute. Yes! Elden Ring, all remembrances, plus bail that dickhead. At rune level 1. Oh my god, my chest. My heart, bro. My heart was beating so fast during that, man. That actually didn't take too long. That only took maybe like 2 or 3 hours. Sorry. Oh my god. Bro, my chest. Bro. That was easily so much harder than DS3. If it was just honestly, base game Elden Ring, I honestly would say it might even be easier than DS3 altogether, if you count DS3's DLCs. Base Elden Ring isn't too bad, especially because you have so many more buffs and stuff you can use. So you're a lot stronger yourself, but the bosses are just so much harder. But base game wasn't too bad. But DLC, man, Jesus. I mean, if I just go to 53 hours, just under 54, so basically 54 hours, I'm fairly sure that only at I swear when I beat base game, it was barely even 24. So literally more than double, I think the time has just been the DLC. Bro. Jesus. That's easily the hardest thing I've done so far in any game. That was so fucking hard. Holy shit. But I did it though. I fucking did it, man. I fucking did it.
And with that, I have officially beat Elden Ring, or Remembrances, at rune level 1. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you somehow made it all the way to the end, please leave a like and subscribe. It really means the whole world to me. I'm really loving making videos. I'm so glad that I finally made that jump to really start. And already, I mean, the views I'm getting is amazing to me. It's crazy. And I'm just so glad that there are some people out there that are enjoying what I'm making. And that means so much to me. And the more support I get, the easier it is for me to continue making it. So it really means so much. And man, this was easily the hardest thing I've done in the game ever, for me personally so far. I'm sure maybe there'll be harder things to come. I have plenty of ideas. I've even already started working on another Elden Ring video. Well, with the recording process anyway. And I'm really excited to get it all out. I think this was personally my best video yet. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my achievement with this game. I'm proud that I beat the run. I'm proud that I've made this. And I'm just so thankful that, you know, to anyone who watches this and appreciates it, it means genuinely so much to me. This was an amazing run. I love this game so much. It's so hard to even describe how much I truly love this game. And to have beaten a challenge like this means so much to me. I'm so happy that I've done this. I feel very proud that I was able to achieve this. As hard as it was, and as much as I really wanted to give up at some parts, I never did. And I made it all the way through. So anyway, I'll stop yapping. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please leave a like and maybe subscribe if you want to, of course, and if you enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye.